into personal abilities of officers of the party.
So these three institutions did not work well.
No, especially
they did not collaborate well.
Collaboration, okay, it is a factor. It is a factor. You see, when you are a political party, you must be able to be strong enough so the government does not what? Ride on the party.
The party was not strong.
Okay, you must be strong
but
enough.
The party was not strong.
So the government doesn't ride on the party.
Was the party strong?
So let me give you an example.
Alhaji, I want you to answer this question before we go. Was the party strong?
Let me give you an example.
Okay, give me an example.
When the National Democratic Congress, okay, you have the majority leader, Mahama Yarga, comes out to say, comes out to say a third term for President
Yes, if the party, the grassroots want it, then he has no option. He will pursue it.
He's become an advocate, okay, for that.
Other
members of parliament, senior members of parliament, were also giving him the moral support to continue that advocacy, right? Then you have people within the executive who were also trumpeting that same narrative. Then you have the party, okay, comes out strongly through those strong words, through the general secretary, with those strong words.
That it smacks of sycophancy.
Do you understand? That's, for me, I said on the sister station that it is exactly what the general secretary ought to do.
Do you think because the MPP needs a general secretary like Fifi Kwete?
Not necessarily a general secretary like Fifi
Kwete.
We have a very good general secretary. You have people are different in their own way and how they act, okay? But in this particular circumstance, right, we've had instances where our general secretary had also spoken to power about reshuffle and all that. You get it? So that is what a political party must do, to let the government know that it is you, the political party, that give birth to what? To the government. So that is critical. Failures sometimes, admittedly, are also a platform for experience. So if, for example, you go into an election and it doesn't go on well, when you look at the tradition of political party in Ghana, it has become so evident that it is a tradition that when you fail, be it a candidate, okay, be it a candidate who is a presidential candidate, be it a parliamentary candidate, the more and more the person is presented, the person comes to the table with a lot of experience. The person comes to the table with expertise and new ways of
But your tradition did not start with that. When Edubuahin became the flag bearer in 1992, and you went into an election and you lost. In fact, your tradition described that election as a stolen verdict. Yet, you did not vote for him in the next primary. You rather went in for John Ejikunkufo, who of course failed in 96 but won in 2000. So some say, if you go there and you lose, MPP has shown the way. You boot the person out and you bring in another person.
So in 1992, right, the circumstances surrounding Adubuahin, which got to do with his health status, which the party people, remember, when Atamils was seriously sick, Atamils of blessed memory, okay, when he was seriously sick, the party NDC were trying to portray that he was not sick. When he went for checkup and came back, they were still trying to jump in here and there just to portray to the Ghanaian people that he's not sick. The MPP, on the other hand, at the time, were all over the place telling the people of Ghana that he's sick and that he shouldn't be voted for. If he's voted for, it would have consequential effects on the governance of our country and all that. So MPP, knowing the health status of Adubuahin, was the very reason why a lot of the people didn't vote for him in 1996. However, even by that analogy, from 1996 to today, 2026, we can comfortably say that 1992 is an outlier in terms of the trajectory, the representation that we have given, all right, till date. So 1992 being an outlier, what happened in 1996? The candidate was repeated. In 1990, in 2000, okay, he had served his 8 terms. He's not eligible to go for an election again. Nana Addo Dankwa
208.
in 208. In 208. So he won in 2000 to 2008. He's no more eligible to contest. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo stepped in, lost the election in 2008. He was presented again, lost the election in 2012. In fact, contestable election because we had to go to the courts. We felt we won the election fair. However, we presented him again in 2016 and he won election for us. The same applies to the other political
But Alhaji, if you're
national
good,
parties.
you can win in your first attempt. John Mahama did so in 2012.
In 2012, the circumstances surrounding, his ascension to the throne is evident for all of us. Ghanaians are sympathetic. Ghanaians are sympathetic. We are people of conscience. So, having saw the demise of
John
Prof.
Mills.
Prof. Mills, he succeeded him to complete his unexpired term. So clearly, we would say that it was an incumbent government who handed over to itself to complete that 8-year cycle that had come to become a tradition. So it is not the case that he won on his own strength. When he came on his own strength in 2016, what happened?
He lost.
He lost. When he came on his own strength in 2020, what happened? He lost, and he had to win in 2024. That is the power of consistency, right?
Let's talk about your candidates now, because you support Bobia.
Unapologetic.
You just mentioned something that when John Mahama became the flag bearer under the unfortunate circumstance and contested the 2012 election, largely it was due to the sympathy votes that he eventually became president, and that on his own accord in the subsequent election periods he failed. And you said something that when he attempted to, or in 2012, the voters felt that NDC needed the opportunity to continue and end the 8-year cycle, which has become a tradition.
Yes.
If it has become a tradition, you are seeking to break that tradition. You attempted last year, or was it 2024?
That's right.
You couldn't succeed. What gives you the guarantee that by repeating your candidate, he'll be able to break a tradition that more or less has become quite more or less well solidified in our political terrain, that a party usually gets an 8 years regardless of the candidates, whether they have changed? Because in 2009 or 2008, after 2008 election, 2009 to 2012, NDC brought a new candidate under that circumstance, but they still managed to get their 8 years. We know that John Mahama will be able to do 4 years, but it is the NDC. Don't you think it has become a tradition that parties will be given 8 years? And that if you bring in this same person, you still will end up losing?
So remember, President John Dramani Mahama was the vice president. This is where the difference is. Was the vice president of Prof. Mills, right? And he concluded, the unexpired term of the president.
For about 6 months.
For about 6 months. So he acted as the president of the Republic of Ghana. So going into the next election, he was at pole position to do what? To win the next election. And that was why it became easier for him to win that election. But in 2028, remember, John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency, is not going to be on the ballot.
You mean 2028?
In 2028. President John Dramani Mahama is not going to be on the ballot. Mind you, even in 2024, we had the intention to break the 8.
Yeah.
And at a point in our history, the 8 will be broken. Yes.
The 8 will be broken.
The 8 will be broken at a point in our history. And we are of the firm conviction that with the circumstances of 2028 elections, former Vice President Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia stands tall against any other candidate from within his own party, from without his political party, to become the president of the Republic of Ghana.
A president that, a candidate that when he became candidate, your previous election in 2020, you managed to garner 6.7 million, one of the highest we've seen in our history, 6.7 million. Before that election, you used to have 169 members of parliament. In that election, you dropped to 138. And when he took over as candidate, the 6.7 reduced to 4.6. The members of parliament, which were 138, now you have 87. Some say, under the leadership of such a flag bearer, with this result staring at you in the face, he's clearly not good enough. That if you give him the opportunity, he will sink further. And he will not be able to recapture power. What do you say to
Alfa,
that?
you know there's always a first time to anything. And any event that happens for the first time becomes a news, right? In 2016, when the MPP won convincingly by close to 1 million votes, close to 1 million votes, it was a big issue in Ghana. When we swept the parliamentary seats by about 169, right? Yeah. It was a big issue. Little did anyone, including Alfa yourself, thought that with that humiliating defeat, President John Dramani Mahama will become the president of Ghana today. Little did we know that. But circumstances has changed, and he has become the president of Ghana today. And mind you, in our political history, it is only Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia who had made an attempt in a competitive election internally to have won at his first time.
As in internal election?
Internal elections.
Okay, so let's look at John Kufuor against Edubwa in 92. He lost.
That's right.
Akufo-Addo
was a part of it.
Yeah, Akufo-Addo
in 98.
Against Kufuor 98, he lost. Okay. And Bawumia, okay, yeah, that record, you're right.
You get right. So he is the only political actor who had been able to achieve these feats and also won convincingly. So that tells you that with what he's been able to achieve internally. So that tells you that within the political, the MPP as a political tradition today, the most marketable, okay, the person with high hopes from within that he can win the seat for us, he's the best person for us to present, is Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
If Ghanaians voted against you in 2024, why are you convinced that they will vote for you again in 2020 if you bring the same candidate?
We are convinced because Ghanaians voted for John Dramani Mahama voted against President John Dramani Mahama in 2016.
They did.
They voted against him in 2020. They voted against him in 2024.
No,
they voted against him in 2020.
Yeah.
Then voted for him in 2024. This is a president whom had witnessed humiliating defeat in 2016. People thought that he wouldn't be able to become president ever again. People have said that time and over again. But he's been able to become the president of Ghana today. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, for me, I would say he is somebody who is a victim of certain circumstances. But the people of Ghana know very well that that man is a man of vision. That man has the solution to propel the development of this country. Just have a look, have a glance in the manifesto of the New Patriotic Party
2024.
in the 2024 general election. Embassies across Ghana, missions were asking where these ideas were coming from. This is I'm telling you, everybody, these missions and embassies were asking for the documents. And this is a candidate who was a part and parcel of the preparation of the manifesto. So Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is somebody that for me, it is an opportune time for the people of Ghana to know that Ghana needs him
Somebody thinks,
rather than he pursuing his own political
some
ambition.
people think your candidate is not the ideal kind of leader we want because he seems to take credit for good things that have been achieved by the collective or the group, and that he distanced himself from the ills of the group. So they give the example. If we talk about the fact that DDP was a major reason why MPP lost, and himself and his team were shifted to Ken Ofori-Atta, the finance minister, and say that, well, he was just the head of the economic management team, which is an advisory body. They can't coerce anybody to take their advice. But then when we talk about the gold purchase agreement, which has now metamorphosed into gold board, he says, well, I led it, I spearheaded it. Interoperability, I spearheaded it. The other digital address system. But then the L's of the group, you seem to be shifting it to other people. They say, this is not what you want in a leader. You want a leader to take ultimate responsibility, take the credit, and take the blame. You don't choose the credit and then leave the blame to other people. What do you
Alpha,
say to that?
It is not about taking credits and shifting blames. It's about the fact that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia was a vice president of the Republic of Ghana. And until he became the vice president of the Republic of Ghana, little did Ghanaians knew that vice presidents could be such impactful. So for the fact that he's been able to serve in that small corner, quote and unquote, as vice president of the Republic of Ghana, and achieve certain deliverables that are factual, that are ascertainable. For example, when you talk about interoperability, it is not Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia who would come and tell you and I and the people of Ghana that he spearheaded interoperability, mobile money interoperability. It is a fact that you and I knew about. It is a fact that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia spearheaded the digitalization drive, the Ghana card and all that. At the point when he made a case about Ghana card, then the number of rules to be built in Ghana and all that and all. People thought
he was mocked.
He was mocked about it, right? So a lot of things that he can credit himself with, it is all about ideas. And in certain instances, talk about the Agenda 111 hospital projects that are being built. He is not the one who talked about it. It is the president himself, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, who came out to say the idea originally came from him.
Okay.
Do you get it? So it is not about attribution of glories, okay, and shifting blames. No. The point to be made, and must be made vociferously, is that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia was the vice president of the Republic of Ghana. And there are certain things that in-house you may disagree with your own government. But when it comes out, you cannot come out openly to tell the people of Ghana that I, at a point, was in disagreement with this. But let me give you an example. There was a time when he himself came out to say e-levy will not what? Will not be brought. People are just talking about e-levy is coming and all that to talk about. It's later on surfaced and came.
Maybe he changed his mind.
How did he change his mind? Somebody who has made a public pronouncement.
Will Bawumia take credit for, take blame for DDEP?
It is a collective blame.
Should he?
It is a collective blame. It is not one person's blame.
Should he take blame?
Generally, the performance of the
National
government,
Cathedral.
what we did, okay, what we did that inured to the benefits of the Ghanaian people is a collective good.
Okay.
What we did that did not inure well, but it was done in good faith. Okay, today the DDEP is also a contributing factor to the gains we are getting in this current administration.
But you know why
If
we
it
got
said,
we
it
got
wouldn't be
there?
said. Why we got there?
Because we borrowed unsustainably.
No,
and we couldn't.
the borrowing did come, right?
Absolutely.
The borrowing
So-
did come. No problem about
So
the
we
borrowing.
needed to find a
But
way.
the point is that if it wasn't done at that point in time, okay, what would have happened to the economy at the time?
Okay.
So there are certain critical decisions that can make or unmake a government.
Let's come to
So
the.
certain critical decisions have made us.
Okay.
Certain critical decisions have also unmade us.
Let's
that
come
made
to
us.
some comparisons internally. Kennedy Japan, on the Edubuahin reference that you made, has based on that to describe your candidate as a big liar, and that he deserves not to be given the opportunity to lead your party. Some say this is going to be a cross that he will carry for a very long time, because if in the internal primary you have been described as a liar, tendencies are that even if you emerge as the flag bearer, whatever you say will be taken with a pinch of salt, because it may stick that as for DMB, he is a liar. How do you respond to that, Alaj?
You see, some of such utterances is the reason for some of us feel strongly that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is the best person out of the 5 people to lead the party in the 2028 general elections. I believe you are aware that he's issued a press release apologizing for his utterances and that he was not properly briefed. These are some of the reasons why we are of the firm conviction, I, Salim Bamba, and well-meaning New Patriotic Party members, well-meaning Ghanaians who have seen and read through, observed the performance of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and his vision, feel strongly that he is the best person for us as a country. Like I said, Ghana needs such a visionary leader. It is not him pursuing his personal ambition. Remember, this is somebody who had never thought of even engaging in active party politics. And that is why President Kufuor touts him as a man of destiny. He has gotten to this stage not by his strength, not by his might, but by the special grace of God. He has become a vice president by the special grace of God. He has served and served the people of Ghana well. He can attribute 33 policies that were his brainchild, given the opportunity by the president then, the former president Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, which he has executed to distinction. Today, we are beneficiaries of such developments. I want to see a day where Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is called the President of the Republic of Ghana. And in Ghana, businesses are given the opportunity to thrive. Individuals would not always have that opportunity to say, unless and until you have physical cash of, say, 20,000 Ghana cedis to be able to buy furniture for your room. Wants to see the president, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, in 2029, where the people of Ghana will not go and buy mobile phones, cash, but rather from their credit score, they will be able to purchase mobile phones. We want to see Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as a president where students will be able to buy laptops, not by what? Physical cash. Businesses will be able to thrive, employment will be everywhere. For every individual to be respectable, you must have a gainful employment. And for you to also be further respected, you must be able to achieve fair wage. Today in Ghana, people are underemployed. People who have gone to school, nurses, okay, teachers, etc., are not being employed. Just so because the fundamentals of our country have not given the opportunity for us to get clearance for them to be employed, because there wouldn't be that opportunity for them to be paid. The fiscal space is what? It's not there. So we want to have a Ghana where the individual would be empowered to become entrepreneurs. Industry would be able to grow. Businesses will be allowed to thrive. That is why Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia says that when he becomes the president of Ghana, we are going to begin on a clean slate. They'll be given tax amnesty so that a new tax regime will be brought to bear. A flat rate system. Imports a container, we know this container, it is this amount of money you are supposed to pay for duty and all that. This is the way that Ghana would have its foundation and fundamental very strong for us to thrive in this 21st century and in this industrial revolution.
So I'll ask you a question that a listener sent in. He says that, good morning, Alpha. Per the analysis of Al-Haji, presidential candidate of MPP had to contest twice before winning to become president. Ask him whether all of them had been vice president for 2 terms. From B. Whiteapa. I don't know if you understand this question.
Attempting to, if I understood him right, what we're talking about is tradition and the power of consistency.
Yeah.
He's been vice president. He's not been flag bearer. For the first time, the face of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia came on a ballot paper in his entire life was 2024 general election.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has never contested the member of parliament even before.
Mm.
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has never contested a class prefect position before. Oh yes.
Mm.
And for such a showing, for his first time coming on a ballot paper and making such good showing, for me, it is humbling. It is a clear indication that following the tradition of the party, okay, the consistency, the marketability, you know very well that in political marketing, the best form of marketing in Ghana is your face being on a ballot paper. That is the best political marketing any political candidate could ever get. So for the first time, he's gotten the opportunity in 2024 for him to be marketed on the ballot paper. All voters have seen his face and heard his name. People who didn't vote for him in 2024 have the higher tendency. There's a likelihood, higher likelihood, higher probability that they would what? They would vote for him in 2028. So for us, what we are saying is that the best tradition goes on, as Kisop used to say.
Let's pick just 4 calls. This morning we are hard pressed. 0541022318. If you are listening to me this morning, you can join me with your calls. We've been speaking to the NASA coordinator for Ashanti region for the MPP, Alhaji Salim Bamba. He's making a strong case for Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia. He said that he should be voted because he's the best amongst the rest, and that he is the one who is going to follow the tradition that has already been set by the MPP. And he also said that he is the best in terms of marketability, and so he needs to be given the nod. I don't know if you agree or disagree with him. You can briefly call me. Let me listen to this voice note, and then I'll come back and pick a few of your calls, just 4, and then we'll continue with the show. This morning, Alhaji Ali Disedu has left the stage for Evangelist Richard Pra. So after Alhaji, we'll continue with Evangelist. But okay, I'll play the voice notes, but in the meantime, you can come through. Okay, I've missed your call. Try again, 0541 022318. That's the number to call me on. I think, let me read the message that you have sent. This one says that, good morning, Alpha. Please, I want to ask your resource person, why does he think the 41% is a good showing? Is he not aware that in the previous election, Nanado won by close to 500,000 votes? If a candidate has dropped with more than 2 million votes, why should that candidate be repeated? I think in terms of popularity, Kennedy Japon has it above Dr. Bawumia. What do you say to that? Is it, there are those who argue that even popularity, you can't compare Bawumia to Ken. Ken is more popular. When you go onto the street, you mention Ken, everybody knows him. When he comes onto the street, you see the crowd. Very known person. Your candidate doesn't come close to him.
It is not true that candidate Japan is more popular than
I don't know why we are missing calls this morning. Yes.
It is true that today in Ghana, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is among the top 3 popular politicians in Ghana. Top three popular politicians in Ghana. President John Dramani Mahama, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and former vice president and the former.
Bawumia is more popular than Akufo.
Today in Ghana, top. This is the top 3 I have given you.
Let me break this caller.
Vice President Dr. Mahmoud.
Media have that. This week we should. Media have that. This week we should expect it, and reading that they take it seriously. Well, with the presidential candidate, whoever they choose. Well, with Dr. Bawumia, I have always told you that he's a very fine gentleman. But the circumstances are, well, nobody knows. Let's hope for the best. Well, nobody knows. Let's hope for the best.
Thank you very much for joining us this morning. That's your thoughts. You can also call me briefly on 0541022318 and share with me your thoughts. I've seen a number of your messages. I don't know why I'm unable to play a voice note where I can read the messages. This one says that, good morning. I think one of the reasons why I prefer Bawumia to become the candidate is his wife. She's so eloquent. How many languages can she speak? She's so adorable. And I think she will make a very fine first lady. Hey. Okay, so I didn't know that Samira too is doing magic for her husband. On the other side. Yeah, I did. I saw.
She was around.
Yeah, I think for communication, I don't know who has trained there, but yeah.
Top notch.
And the number of languages she can speak.
That's right.
I saw her somewhere in Fanti. The Fanti was correct.
The issue is that
and
she speaks all those languages impeccably.
Yeah, it's like she asked for. Okay, good morning. Somebody,
good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, please, your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Regina.
Your voice is a bit noisy.
Yes, sorry about that. Another spelling. Good morning. Yeah, this is Rita Bagna.
Okay.
And I want to say, yes.
Please talk to us.
I want to say thank you for the good work this morning.
Okay.
And we urge all voters to go out in their numbers to vote for DMB on 31st January. Thank you.
You yourself, are you a delegate?
I'm not.
Okay, but you are.
But I'm the staff MPP, yes.
Thank you very much for joining us this morning with your submission.
A special good morning to her.
You know her?
Rita, yes. Rita Bagna, the daughter for the former chairman for the MPP in Idrisi Chedumasi.
Oh, okay.
Good
morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Abusco from Friday. I had a match. Come I think before they said they have one fire. Only you or more, you only know about other stand your mom. And yeah, in your pa. Then so, more money, and mom said 2028. But we have one of the and then some crowd. If you're gonna probably do no, you're sure I won't try the banner. And yet, but because we're vice president. And some of the 2016. Over class, you are working. And once a lecture, or corner Casa. And then there's a gun of Casa, and a gun of Bob Benny Casa. And you, Yamiko, we are on any day. Money, and I didn't say 2028 years. But we are about first, our best can and yes, I could.
Thank you very much. That's the thought of Abusco. There's 8 minutes after now. Let's pick the last one, and then we'll wrap up on the phone-in segment. This one says that, good morning, Alpha. My name is Frederick from Durban News site. Okay. My view is that amongst the other candidates, I used to support Ken, but I don't think Ken himself is helping himself. The last straw that broke the camel's back was his attitude at the Peace Pact signing. He is not presidential at all. Oh, so Ken has changed somebody's mind. Oh, Ken. Good morning. Hello? Lower the volume for me, I beg you.
Hello?
Yeah, lower the volume for me and tell me your name and where you're calling me from. Hello? Hello? is quite noisy. We'll have to leave it here because Alaji will have to take leave of us. He has other engagements. For all those who try to call, maybe you can send voice notes later. We'll play it for you. You can keep your messages coming through. Alaji, your last words.
Thank you very much. Alpha,
Mm.
there's this question that has been lingering within the political divide.
Okay, Alaji, I'm sorry. Let me pick the very last caller because. Good morning.
Hello.
Your name and where you're calling me from?
My name is Roman Father the White Angels.
Roman Father, talk to you.
Napomo Kode. My Manchifancha Kasim Wedding. Greetings for Asante Rita Police Commander. ECOP Osayabutu. Edin Chakase Manapa Roman Father na Alfa no Sato SMP Revis Sadapa. Yan konsem so no koye ba ko pe open kase. Elections na ekono Ghana ha. Wo hwede se ne o mesi kona. De wo kura message no ye Canada Japan. In the beauty of the America Assembly say one. And my group Jumaye. Two, Ghana, you read that with Master authority. Maybe a party by a yard there with Mac as a tracker. So I say every time. Almost who to me who to Galani who got the back near account. Everywhere is a by this time, a buyer say a bangamoto name to. But meanwhile, catch me. If you say the contract be move, no one to me. Next, can I put you on the gun to me? No more who pay to my no money. I said to pass the coin, so you are fine, Kachima fine, a coin in a fair face. If you didn't know, one of them, one of them, yes, I will be at the tenant. One forget the power. The power could fight them. When you make a money,
thank you very much. Alaji.
Ava, like I was saying, my concern and the final words has to do with we may have to have a rethink as a political party or perhaps as a nation having a framework, okay, that political parties would have to use that framework in their internal elections. Without that framework, you will see the shifts in positions as far as the way and manner, the delegates formation, okay, the representation of people who would have to constitute whom you elect to become your flag bearer. When you go to other jurisdictions, you would realize that, for example, like the United States, Germany, they would have that framework where political parties would have to go within that framework in electing or choosing their political leaders. For me, I think it goes a long way, okay, to prevent acrimony, profligate spending. Resources are scarce, but you would have to go this. Then after us, you would have to come back as a political party to talk about unity, to talk about peace within your own political party. So going forward, maybe the nation as a whole should have that particular framework that will determine how political parties would have to run or conduct their internal elections. That said, talking about jobs, it is not the big I person, okay, that sees very well. And
China for
so come again.
Chinese, you can see.
Chinese, right?
They can see. They can see up. They can even see into the.
So when we talk about employment creation, Ghana for Ijuma and all that. Look, a single vision of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to do this mobile money interoperability has increased employment in that particular area to about close to 1 million Ghanaian people. 1 million Ghanaian people. A single vision. Today, we've heard issues that got to do with this gold purchase program and all that, and what the gold board is also doing with regards to the gold prices and the gold for reserves and all that. I'm happy my good brother today is serving on the board of gold board.
He's a powerful man.
You understand? These are all things
that
are ideas of an individual that is creating employment, that is creating jobs and all that across the high. So for me, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, when it comes to job creation, when it comes to employment, it is about ideas that can propel what employment. It is about the vision, the ideas that you would what put on board, put on the table to what to propel businesses. Okay, in the area of agriculture, what are the ideas that you would have to put in place to what to propel agriculture and all that. So that is why Dr. Mahmoud Baumia is saying that the private sector is what is the engine.
And they are
And to no cancer when he said that, he didn't stand there. Then he said to make business efficacious when he comes a month for a year, people are working their businesses, okay, but because of the tax regime, they are winding out.
Yeah, the tax regime there is difficult.
What he has said. So he is saying that when I come, I'm going to bring this flat rate scheme. Also, okay, and also we are going to give tax amnesty to businesses because when we give that tax amnesty, then we start on a fresh page. When we start on a fresh page, that is where the industrialization will do what will become to begin to propel, and employment would be all over. People will get employment, and we are not only talking about employment. You see, more often than not, people talk about employment. No, we are talking about employment in the words of Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. Employment with fair wages, decent employment. Not only informal sector employment and what have you, it's not sustainable. People hand come, just hand to mouth, that sort of jobs and all that. That's not what Dr. Mahmoud Baumia is talking about. Dr. Mahmoud Baumia is talking about sustainable employment. Today in Ghana, there are people who feel they are employed, but in reality, they are underemployed.
Okay, Alaji, thank you very much for coming. It's great having you in studio. I know that this week is going to be very intense. By Saturday or next week by now, we'll have known what the MPP have decided. That's Alhaji Salim Bamba. He's the Nasara coordinator for MPP in the Ashanti region. He says that he's a staunch supporter of Dr. Mohamedou Baumia. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. We'll take a quick breather on return.
Thank you very much.
Evangelist is alone in studio.
Thank you very much. Good to see you. Good to see you.
That's
right.
Let's take a breather on return and we'll continue.
That's right.
Oh yeah. Happy.
Eighteen after 9. Evangelist is with me in studio. Evangelist, good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
How are you doing?
By the special grace of God, I'm alive and well. And I will say Alhamdulillah for His mercy. We went last week, throughout the week with many, but many could not cross to see the last Monday of the first month, January 2026. So this morning I share simply with everybody Romans 12 verse 11. Never be lacking in zeal, but keep your spiritual fervor, serving the Lord. Other version will say, do not be slothful in zeal, be fervent in spirit, serve the Lord. So I looked out for being slothful. What it means that you are being lazy or idle. Proverbs 6 verse 6 to 11 talks about the ant, that lazy people must go to the ant and learn from his ways. And then when we talk about being fervent in spirit, it means that having intense passion, enthusiasm, or zeal, like being on fire for a cause or a goal. So be on fire for the Lord in spirit, and then don't be lazy when it comes to your spirituality. And then the main essence, the whole essence, is to serve the Lord. God bless you, and good morning to everybody. It's great to see you once again. Yes. We are here once again.
Yes, I'm sure
a little bit of what my brother Alaji Bamba. For me, I understand the need for the NPP delegates to ensure that they repeat Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. It's only fair. Talking about the 5 of them, I mean, he has been a running mate for 2 terms, 8 years. He became a vice president for 8 years. He has been a flag bearer, the recent election that we went in. So, talking about experience in that regard, amongst the 5, he stands tall. And then some are also arguing that it's not every experience that is good. An elder of my party, Honorable Inusa Fuseini, Saturday said, repeating mistakes has never been considered as experience. Repeating mistakes has never been considered as experience. But in this contest that they are into, talking about someone who has been there, the results we all saw in the 8 years, we lived it, we experienced it. But at this juncture, it's only fair for the MPP delegates to give Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia another shot. For 2028, Ghanaians will decide.
There are those who will say, if we are going to go by the logic of Inusa Fuseini, Ghanaians may have seen John Mahama in 2016 and his governance as a mistake. And they rejected it. Rejected it again in 2020. But it became something worthy in 2024.
Good.
So sometimes mistake today can transform into opportunity tomorrow. Depending on time and how you reframe or redo things.
I beg to differ. Okay. I beg to differ. President John Dramani Mahamad's first term, whatever he did, there was somebody going around poo-pooing it, saying all sort of things about it. Ghanaians had not seen the works of that person. For instance, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama taking over from Professor Mills, may his soul rest in peace. The dollar to CD was 1.8 to a dollar. That was that transition when President Mahama was taken. And then for 4 years, 5 months, he left it at interbank rate 3.85. Outside we were buying it for 4.2. Somebody was saying that if your fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. That person, the person who brought him was Nana Dodankwa Ekufuado, who said throughout the MPP, he has not seen anybody, he has not found anybody who is worthy to champion the cause of our economy in terms of being vice president. Even though that position as the head of the economic management team is not constitutional. It's only a convention that presidents have repeated it. Today, we do not have it as it used to be. Our vice president today, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, has been given another areas to head, including the police, that's interior, and then education and all that. President John Dramani Mahama said, these are the areas I want my vice president to concentrate on. But as a whole, today we have a 12-member economic advisory team. Professor Nana is part of the 12-member advisory team. So whatever she also has, she'll bring it to bear. Today, regardless of that noise, what a solid team that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia in 2017 came out with Professor Jamba for Akoto Free, Chamaun to me, and all those people. We saw the results. At a point, President Akufo-Addo then set up a 41-member economic team to look into the depreciation of the cedi. It didn't change anything. So it's not more about the names and too much talk. It's about action and how, things are done for the Ghanaian to feel today. Whoever thought that a government will come and for 1 year, cedi to dollar can move from 14.7 to 10? Who thought that a liter of petrol, nearly 16 cedis, can come even to a single digit, 9.9, in 1 year? Who thought that an inflation rate of 23.4% in January 2025, ending 2025, entering into January 2026, will come to 5.4%? Whoever thought? But these are the realities that Ghanaians are living today.
But
so
the other reality is
what
that
other reality?
if Ghanaians you come or at a point you contest an election and you're voted against, and you come again, and you're voted against, and you come again, you're likely to win. John Kufuor,
Yes.
John Mills,
Yes.
John Mahama,
Yes.
Nanado
Yes.
are examples.
Yes.
These are 4
Yes.
of the 5 presidents
Yes.
we've had,
Yes.
which means that largely it has become the tradition in Ghana.
Yes.
So there is a sense in which the MPP believe that this thing they are saying, there is historical data to show.
Yes, the
Makes
data
sense.
is there, history is there, but we can take all those individuals and look at their output, because we do not vote in a vacuum. There are certain things we look at. For me, I will still maintain that the MPP delegates must be fair to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Give him another shot for Ghanaians in 2028. Then we will weigh what he brought to bear when he was the vice president for 8 years. The statistics, the data, the figures will show.
Let's go to
Good.
I'm sure you monitored the Peace Pact.
Yes.
What's your observation of what you saw?
Thank you once again.
Somebody was saying he used to support Ken, but I didn't know one thing can sway people's.
Yes.
Is it based on that?
Yes. In politics, every second counts. Every second counts. Whatever you do, every minute can bring people on your side or take even the little you have away from you. You see, let me start from the top, then I'll come and we will digest whatever we saw. Peace pacts are things that people go into, parties go into, especially when there is a conflict, or we can foresee that this activity, after, if we are not careful, we are bound to have conflict. The MPP, for the first time in their presidential primaries, have signed a peace pact. It's the first. I've listened to some of their national executives. They are saying...
But they said this is the first time they are making it public. But the last time they did sign...
They are saying that last time they saw Alan Chemantin after their presidential primaries leave the party. So this time they should make it public for everybody to see that these are the people who have signed. So for them, they think it's binding, but it's not enough. No, after their primaries, whoever wants to leave the party can leave. That is up to them. So for me, what they did is for their optics. It wasn't for nothing that they brought the media and carried the event live. They wanted everybody to see, the world to see that this is what they are doing. Now, for the followers of the candidates, they saw. What did they really see? The world also saw it. What did they really see? As a student of politics and someone who is interested in MPP internal crisis, this is what I saw. The postures and how the candidates came in and their interactions, even from their cars, how they walked, how people came around them, all
to give you an idea.
speaks volume. Aduchum came, about 2 people went to him, and he was moving with about 3 people. The videos are there to see. It should tell you that Aduchum is not popular. Kwabena Ejapon also came. The numbers were few. He was even trying to interact, go to those who were standing there somewhere, as we would say, to interact. That is good, but people around him who saw him coming, the numbers were very low. It speaks volume. And then Brian also came in. A few numbers went to him. He also interacted with others. Ken Ejapon also came in.
Like
The numbers
calling him, but he was not in.
Yes, compared to the gears and the numbers that were his were more than the other 3 that I've spoken with, and it's normal. He has been in the game before and all that, but his gesture, his facial expression,
he was not happy.
Wasn't a healthy spectacle for me. It didn't speak well of someone who was happy or someone who meant well. Me, I read through all that. And for Ken, I know him. He doesn't mean well for even the party MPP.
Oh.
Yes.
Why do you say so?
We can go into his track record. What has Ken brought in terms of politics, in terms of promoting the peace and the cohesion, the harmony of us, MPP, NDC? Ken has always been on the side of bad boys doing rowdy things, sponsoring things that are not healthy for our cohesion.
He may be saying harsh stuff,
yes,
or making strong comments,
yes,
but we do not know for a fact that he does rowdy things.
For me, speaking harsh
sometimes
and being in the media always for the negative things, thinking that you are a man more than anybody, sitting on a media, national television, insulting a former president. Today, you aim at being a president, but you disrespected someone who has been there before. I have a simple principle. Whatever you abuse will never stay with you. Whatever you disrespect, you can never attain. These are principles I live by.
Maybe
Ken has done all.
His attack, even though quite unfortunate, was on the personality instead of the office or the position.
Yes, you can separate a personality from an office, but an office that a personality has occupied before. Today, we call them former presidents. Former President Kufuor, former President. Why don't we detach?
Your Excellency.
Yes, why don't we detach them? They are statesmen. Even after that office, we call you a statesman. There's a certain expectation that people expect from you.
We are told that we are about 34 million. We have just 2 of them.
Absolutely.
Who are former presidents.
Alive. Alive today. Even those who have passed on, we do not mention their name just like that. So we mention their name and it's not easy. And you can sat on TV and said, presidency he go chop and all that. You see, sitting here, there are lessons I have learned from Ken Ejapon and his character.
You can change your mind as a human being. There are positions you've taken
going into that
in the past that now when
absolutely
asked,
there are certain things I won't do.
So it's human nature, isn't
opportunity. You do not walk around and say this is human nature. It's human nature, and still misbehave. Yesterday you did it. What did you learn from it? When we talk of maturity, matured people, it's not about age, how long you have lived, but the mistakes you made in the past, the corrections you have made today, and doing things right from what you did in the past. That is what makes people say that you are matured. You have grown to a state.
Haven't you seen efforts to change the way that Ken haven't you seen a different Ken this time?
What he's doing is purely hypocritical. If Ken is standing or seated by me, I'll look him in the face and tell him whatever he's doing is purely hypocritical. You see, 2023, when they went into their primaries, on the day of elections, look at the attack he rained on the sitting president then and the vice president then. Showdown, how did it come about? He portrayed a certain character that Ken can never change. Today, he is giving us a posture that even all that, he's a different person. Right? So, should people vote for him? Because Ken in less than 1 year or 2 years is portraying a different thing. Now, on the peace park, when I say Ken, whatever he's putting up is hypocritical and Ken can never change. Only God can change him. The day of the signing, look at how they were seated. Here, I think that the organizers seated them according to their positions on the ballot. But I think they got it wrong.
Why?
All the heat that is coming in this primaries, that they thought that it would be better to sign a peace pact, is from the Baumia Ken camp. Okay. They should have sat the two of them side by side and watch.
Maybe too that will bring a lot of tension. You never
you
can
see,
tell.
If you want to prevent something.
Because based on what we saw, what I realized is that Baumia feels concerned about the statements, actions, and inactions of Ken Japan. Clearly, you could see that Ken too feels bothered by Baumia's camp. So you realize that Brian was there, more or less
he was in the middle,
sitting in the middle,
trying to speak.
And
to
so
both
you
sides.
realize that both Baumia and Ken were not, because they felt that talking to Brian is like getting close to my enemy kind of. But you realize something, that from the Baumia and Educhum and Kombination, it's like friends that I've met.
Yes.
They were happy. They were very happy. Excited. So the tension was so. So if they had seated them together, I'm sure you couldn't have tell what will happen.
Would they have exchanged blows or something? Now,
they maybe exchange
this
words.
This is it. You see, we've had peace
they
pacts.
could flare up, and
we've had peace pacts as a nation before in the past. The general elections. I'm making a point.
Yes,
I'm making a point.
Mahama,
you remember the one that they came to meet Otum for? They had a closed door meeting. What do you think went on? I was not in there, but I can tell after the closed door that in the closed doors, everybody was allowed to speak. They poured their heart out. Now with this that the MPP just did, they did not meet them closed doors, all the candidates, for everybody to speak and share whatever they feel.
By Evangelist,
after the peace pact,
you have to consider the personalities involved as well.
You see,
if you are doing something that involves JM, Nanado is relatively calmer.
Yeah, okay. JM is calm.
Easier.
Nanado,
no, even Nanado and JM, we know the relationship.
Yes.
So it's not going to be too. But if you have a different personalities involved, you have to also be strategic as to how you do things, because
absolutely
it is unpredictable. Some people are very unpredictable. So you are not too sure what you will get. So you want to err on the side of caution.
Today, I understand where you are coming from. It's because the MPP today, their biggest problem is leadership. When there are elders in a home, no matter how high attention can be, the elders have a way of putting water on every fire that comes into a home. So if they were unable to meet closed doors and settle their differences, and that they come in the public view to sign a peace pact, and one candidate says that I've seen something on it, I don't understand. and for nearly 10 minutes, all attention is on that candidate that for me, I think is not a candidate of peace. It's not someone who stands for peace. And even in the eyes of the world, showed that he is not a man of
Some
peace.
say that rather proves that he's a very meticulous
I'm
man.
coming to that.
That if something is placed before
The
him,
more these arguments comes out, it exposes the MPP the more.
why?
Fine. I, by the mercy of God and by the benevolence of President John Dramani Mahama, I serve on a board. I signed a document before indicating certain things, that whatever goes on in a board meeting, I don't come on air to put it out unless I have the express permission of the committee or the board, right? I sign to it. If I fall foul to it, I'll be held responsible. Now, I'm in Kumasi. The swearing in, the signing went on in Accra. I got it a week. Whatever I signed to, I got it. A week, read through it. I signed it and sent it via email. On the day, that same document were put before all of us to sign for the cameras. So I knew what I was signing.
According to the chairman of the election committee and all the other four or the teams, either the candidate or their associates, have suggested to us that a similar thing was done. It was given to them days before. It's just that Ken come that said no, it was given to them on the day. But the four people and the chairman of the whatever election committee, they say that it was given to them days before, so they knew the content. In fact, I've heard Kobina Japan who said, but this thing they knew, so it's just formality kind of, just like you're saying. So it's just that Ken come that said they saw it on the day. So that's the difference. Maybe they were given on, I don't know.
So talking about how meticulous that has been from the camp of Ken. Ask for our candidate when he becomes a president, knock on wood. It will never happen. And a document is placed before him. He will read it before he signs. Or unlike the rest, they say, "Oh, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia didn't even read it when he signed it." They knew it.
Is it Brian signed where he was?
Brian even signed where Kennedy's name is and all that. You see, for me, all this, however you may put it, still does not help the cause of the MPP and their leadership. If they knew about it ahead, and that is why 4 of them signed without any problem. When Ken saw it earlier, the committee was still working. What was his concern? If a document is sent to you and you know that is what you are going to sign publicly and you have issues, you call on them. You sort it out. If there are corrections, they make it before they come to the public. You did not do it. You come to public to do this, and the reason is that you are meticulous.
According to Global Info Analytics,
yes.
Interestingly, just like the message that I read, that showing has done more harm to Ken.
Yes.
I was interested.
Yes.
It was quite interesting.
Yes.
Because a message took him this morning that seemed to buttress that point. You are saying it didn't help him. In the eyes of the people, they will see him as Charlie, this guy.
He is not a man of peace. He's not someone you can trust. He can do anything at any given time. Human beings are unpredictable. But there are certain things that
action didn't
you
help
need
him.
to put up for people to be able to predict
So
that. As for evangelist, when he comes on air, he will start with a Bible quotation. And that's my track record. So people must be able to predict. A day that I forget, they should be able to say, today he didn't give us a Bible quotation. Right?
So if you were his maybe campaign manager or advisor, you would have told him to not do what he did because clearly from the data, and that's what we've seen from Global Info Analytics, you see that has more or less.
I know I will never be a campaign manager for any MPP candidate, talk less Canadian, Japan. But in this case, if I were, his handlers, I know a lot of experienced politicians that are with him.
Yeah.
Very fine brains. I know them. I have some of them personal relationship that they are solid. But is Ken the type that takes advice? You see, KK, Sapong, and a lot of them, former MPs that are with them, with Ken's team, if they've been able to tame him, let me use the word, tame him to this level, on that day, he exposed all of them to. That is either they are not helping him or he doesn't take advice. Do you understand? So Ken factor, for me, Saturday, his best should be second on the result, second. And info analytics, I'm happy that what I saw, not only I, but a lot of delegates have seen that this man cannot be trusted. Let me cite a typical example that I don't want to.
Don't you think he's the kind of president we want as a country?
Ghana
He's
does
a
not
nonsense
need.
person.
Ghana today, let me tell you.
Straightforward. We don't
Look
want
at-
diplomatic people.
Look at the president.
Like your John Mahama, Baumia, Atames, Kufu. Say they are in one
I'm
category.
happy you have been able to mention
get-
names
we have to
and left
get
out Nanado Dankwe Kufuado. I'm happy because you cannot put them in one basket. Ghana does not need a Kennedy presidency today from where we are and where we are going.
He's
We
the
do
kind
not
of person
need.
we need.
No. We do not need. And
They say he comes
Ghanaians,
close to Rollins. He
Ghanaians
has that
have
Rollins
proven-
factor.
Ghanaians have proven over the years.
Do you see the Rollins
let
factor?
me tell you this. Rollins had his way of leading. When he introduced Professor Mills was rejected twice, even 3 times with that by-elections that went on. People thought that he would do the bidding of President Rollins. That alone cost him years. But later on, when people saw that he would be a man of his own, and he came to prove it. He came to prove it when Ghanaians saw that the Rollinses don't like his style of doing things and they were always out. Ghanaians gave Professor Mills the mandate. And I'm saying today, Ghana does not need any president in the shape or form of Ken or Nanado. And I will state it here that Ken will be worse than Nanado. Yes, on record, put it there.
In terms of governance.
Everything. Character, governance, and everything. Now,
Let's go to Iowa. So
let me land on this.
We have just
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's camp has also come after the signing of the pact. Because I saw Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who was not smiling.
Yeah, he was sad.
His usual self, everywhere he sits, he smiles and nods.
The only people.
But on that day,
the only people he
we
was.
didn't see
the
him
only-
smiling and nodding.
The only people he was laughing with were Educhum,
Educhum
Kwabena Japan.
and Kwabena Japan.
Yeah. For them,
Even with Educhum, I saw them at a point holding hands
yeah.
and laughing, rubbing each other's back and all that. But he never looked at the side of
Yeah, because
Ken
maybe
and all
Chama
that. Do
did
you
also.
understand? And then after signing a peace pact, they come out and say, our candidate was not happy with 1 or 2 things. Then what's the essence of that peace pact? They should have had an indoor meeting with them. If they needed to trade blows, it should have been allowed in peacekeeping. Do studies on
Governor Plaster,
peacekeeping.
but-
They will come out and some will have plasters
No,
in faces
everything
and
is-
all that. But they will still come to a compromise and decide to say, after all the blows, we are in this together.
Let's go to Iowa. So
Yes.
Yeah,
So
Baba Jamal.
let me give my prediction and go to
And
Ayawaso.
you said Baumia,
Dr.
Kennedy,
Mahmoud Bawumia will win.
Brian,
Ken will come
Dixon
second.
Kwabena.
Ken's camp will do a lot of things in disagreement to the whole process, but it will not change anything. Brian will be third. Educhum fourth. Kwabena, my man, fine man.
Oh,
The
yeah,
resources.
I like his
Yes.
his outfit.
Yeah.
why-
He's speaking like a
I-
president and
yeah,
all that.
he-
With
but-
all that,
By his
the
weight,
delegates
if-
will not allow him.
Maybe there are other rules that he can play about.
Maybe he will get appointment in
Yeah,
opposition.
I think in the next
They can choose him as an elder of the party as part of the advisory
I
board.
thought he
and
would
all
have been good chairman for them.
that.
Yeah,
Good chairman, yes.
I
Good
thought-
general secretary, yes. Those
Yeah,
two
I
roles.
thought- I
I
thought
would
that-
have wished that he came in
yeah.
as general
He
secretary
would have
with
brought
his
discipline
maturity.
to the
A
party.
lot. General secretaries,
Yeah,
they
because-
hold the
because I
parties
think
together.
they needed a personality like him.
Yes,
to
he missed
control
it.
things.
All the
I don't
resources,
know why
he has thrown it. I mean, it's
you know,
gone.
You can't,
It's gone.
You can't.
Uh,
Let's go to
very
Ayawaso
unfortunate.
East.
Yes.
Baba Jamal.
Yes.
Is he Nigeria High Commissioner? He said he doesn't want it to. He has left there to come and chop MP. And then the wife of the late MP too is in the mix. Plus others that will come.
Yes.
What's your take on it?
Ayawaso East elections. 17 Ayawaso East Assembly members submit a nomination form for the late MP's widow. Assembly members in that area have picked nomination forms for the late MP's wife. Baba Jamal has gone into a contest there before. He will be, if he succeeds, whoever will win this primaries, it's an MP in waiting. It's a seat. The MPP are not sure whether they will contest or not. That will be for another day. But for the NDC, looking at Baba Jamal today, High Commissioner to Nigeria, I would have wished that for the 4 years, he concentrates on that. Ghana, Nigeria, we have a lot. Yes, we have a lot in terms of economy, exchange programs. We speak the same language. And when it comes to even Islam, our brothers, you know, yes. So he would have done a good job. Now you are coming to contest this. You sought for leave. Good. Now you come in. When you win, you need to resign. Somebody will have to take over. When you lose, would you expect the president to send you back since you have sought? So the whole thing. But looking at the numbers that met him at the airport, I'm tempted to believe he knows what he is about. The wife. People will vote for her or not based on her relationship with the constituents, the delegates in the past when the husband was alive. Are you the type that opens doors for them to come in? You see, for an MP to succeed, your wife or your partner plays a critical role. When constituents enter your yard, who serves them water? It must be based on the instructions of your wife, or your wife herself serves them sometimes food for them to be satisfied, and they love your husband the more. Sometimes the actions or inactions of the spouse of the MP, if he's a male, the wife can drive a lot of delegates to hate the MP and all that. So if she did that, that can give her some mileage. And then two, that sympathy vote can also, she has some percentage.
Yeah.
So it's a neck to neck for Baba Jamal and the lady. I know there are four others.
Baba Jamal, there's something in Parliament that, because he's more or less he's moving from constituency to.
Yes, he has been MP for Akwetia.
He moved, I think in Accra, this is not his first. He moved.
Yes.
And then
He has contested the primaries in this same. And he lost. And he is coming again. So for me, it's a neck to neck. All of them will have to weigh their chances and give a solid message. I wouldn't want to see anything that will go to bruise.
But the campaign is really going to be a bit intense, because
so
from
the primaries,
from both camps, I'm beginning to see words, actions.
It's coming up. It's coming up. That's where I was driving at.
Yeah.
I've seen pictures. Unhealthy. Unhealthy.
It was a city
Unhealthy
flyer that somebody, I don't know who did.
Yes. somebody in the camp of MPP and Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, General Buhari, posted it on
Gina
his
is my friend.
General.
Gina
Yes,
do that?
I've met him on so many. We are friends too.
Oh, if he
But
did
you
that,
see, if even he
I'll
has
have to call
deleted
him
it
and
from
then
his
I'll
Twitter
have to call him and
page,
find
even yesterday, Musa Dankwa posted it.
out. The harm
So
has already been
it has been captured. It's there. It's not
Maybe-
good for him.
maybe in his attempt to respond to what MPP did to this Ayawaso.
Ayawaso, this
when
same
I
Ayawaso,
thought that too
Ejako's
was
wife.
terrible.
Yes,
When they called
we
him-
all
when they
condemned
called
it. I, being NDC, never
it was-
supported
it was
that.
not good.
Right? The elders of the NDC spoke out against all of us. It ceased. We do not even use the health status of somebody to campaign. So it's unfortunate this thing came into the public, and General Buhari, very young man, promising, he speaks very well,
I'll have to call him.
has
and-
allowed himself. I'm sure he's feeling the heat, and for years to come, this thing will haunt him. So this social media thing, for the love I have for this person, I'll do anything, and when you don't also consider
Yeah, I thought
that
it
you
was
have
done
a
by
future.
the other camp.
You
like
see,
the
let,
Baba
it's
Jama.
NDC's
Yeah,
election.
yeah, I thought-
Let NDC do it. Let our elders come in. But you, from the camp of Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, you are doing this. What is the sense in it? Now I know wherever he is, he has lost so much. Even me, a respect I had for that young man. I've met him on platform. He speaks so well. He never showed any sign of disrespect to me. So we are friends.
You maybe it's a mistake. You know, exuberance.
Yeah,
of-
youthful.
can take-
We need to guide
can
against
take the
this.
better of-
So I will call for calm, even though it's not looking like that for us in the NDC. However it will go, still we will call for calm and a clean and decent campaign.
Okay.
At the end of the day, someone will emerge and someone will have to represent us in parliament.
Okay.
And may the soul of the MP rest in peace.
Let's leave it here. A minute on
road.
road crashes.
Yes,
A minute
yes.
on that.
This morning, I listened to the statistics. I've also downloaded it. Just in December alone, over 1,400 road crashes. These were reported. I would say that there are some that happen that the police are unable to capture, depending on the parties and how they will handle it and the extent the damage was. It's not good. It's becoming normal that every day when you wake up, you should ask, yesterday, how many people died out of road accidents? The nature of our roads, we are complaining, it must be fixed, it's being fixed. But the maintenance culture of our cars too,
Yeah.
that government will have to use DVLA and those on our roads, but a lot of them will still pass through because of the bribery aspect. You were talking about 5 CDs. Who said they still take 5 CDs? Go and give 5 CDs, and you will see they are taking more and all that. You see, we need to help ourselves as a nation. Every life matters. Look at the people that have died in 1 year. There are doctors in it, there are engineers, and the children.
More than 300.
And the statistics indicated that men were dying more.
Way more.
Men were
We
dying
are-
over
we are-
100%.
we are risk
As of
takers.
the women, 800 and something, the men were in the thousands.
Women are very careful in driving.
And men, per our culture and everything, we are the breadwinners.
When
So
it's
if
a
men are
whole
dying
family-
on the roads more than, I'm not saying we should compete. If a lot of
we
men
should
are dying,
reduce both numbers.
we should know that a lot of homes are
Being dashed.
going down and down in terms of their economic status. We all have a role to play. We all have a role to play. Let us ensure that we don't normalize this road crashes,
And some of
motorcycles.
these injuries, you see a young
Pragia.
man, his legs. off.
Out of the deaths, we are also having a lot of people who are losing parts of their body, people being maimed. Go to the emergency.
Anytime I go there, I'm not comfortable.
They are just coming in, rushing in to a point that it's like Nipa nya insahwe.
If
But nipa se bibi.
you frequent emergency,
Yes.
you realize that no, Charlie.
Nipa se bibi. We need to set up as a nation. It is not normal. It's not normal. Let's cut it down to a point that we get that we can even go a month without anybody dying as a result of losing a limb or a toe or a finger or a nail.
Thank you very much, Evangelist, for coming.
We will pray. We are a nation that prays more. It's good we pray, but let's act more. Let's do more actions. God, the best form of prayer, being exercise, is in our actions.
Okay.
So what you pray, you take steps to ensure
that
the devil sometimes doesn't know anything about these things, and we blame him.
Okay.
These are our own actions. God,
thank you very much.
us.
Evangelist Richard Pra is a member of Gold Board. He represents SNIT's boss on
You say
Simnet
it
Board.
big like that.
He is former parliamentary candidate for NDC in the Nshaiso constituency. Former executive member.
Now my CV, I need to.
Yeah, you need to.
update my CV.
You are a powerful man. He was our guest this morning. This morning, Alhaji Alidu Seidu is somewhere in Cape Coast, we are told. Thank you very much.
Bring the insult.
I was here with Janice, and you also heard from. I was also here with Mark. My name has been Alfa Ali. Have a very good morning.